Resident Evil 3, the remake, is now out from Capcom. I played it on PS4, and I gotta give a big thank you to my wife, because she went to the store to get groceries. Her and I have been self-isolating for almost a month at this point, and there was Resident Evil 3. One copy left, and she grabbed that thing for me. I was about to get the digital, but thanks to her, I was able to get the physical copy because, as you guys know, I'm a big physical media collector. Having loved the previous remake, I had very high expectations for this game. I thought the last game was an improvement on an already incredible game. They've done really good work, Capcom has, with these remakes. There are things about these new games that are undeniably improved. One of the biggest being the camera system. I've never been a huge fan of the stationary camera angles and you have to walk through rooms and things change. That can create a lot of suspense because zombies fucking come out of the corners and you didn't even know they were there even though they're right in front of you because the camera angle is fixed. In this game, though, it starts with a first-person POV, but you eventually start playing behind Jill Valentine's shoulder as you would expect to. This game takes place just before Resident Evil 2, and in some ways mashes up with the timeline of Resident Evil 2 as well. You wake up in your apartment and the zombie outbreak is getting worse outside. You venture out into the city and you find yourself being pursued by the Nemesis, a giant fucking hulking, terrifying beast. This was something the original game had going for it in spades. This thing was fucking horrifying. So annoying. Always running out and just fucking ruining your life. In this game, though, they've done some changes to things. Some of them are for the better. Some of them are for the worse. That's for sure. I think the most widely talked about criticism is this game's length. The game is really fun. I had a great time playing it. It looks beautiful. The graphics are incredible. The combat is mostly really great. It feels just like the Resident Evil 2 remake that most people liked. So all of that, as you would expect, is still really strong. But the game is pretty fucking short. You could sit down and play the whole thing through in one sitting if you didn't have anything to do for a whole day. This game, unfortunately, doesn't really justify its $60 price tag with that length. It's a strange criticism, because while playing the game, I liked it, but you have to take into consideration that price tag. I think if they even took $10 off the price tag for this game, they would hear a lot less complaints. The game can also feel a bit disposable because the character work here isn't particularly strong. The Resident Evil games aren't really known for their character building or their acting. The voice work in some of the originals was fucking awful. The Resident Evil games are known for their tension, for the survival horror aspect of the game, limited ammunition, not having enough ink ribbons to save at the goddamn typewriter, and you feeling incredible amounts of anxiety as a result. They're known for being very scary, creepy games, and this game is as well. It's very tense at times. When you're playing as the Carlos character, there's moments where the zombies are just pouring in through the windows and you're mowing them down, and as you watch your ammo depleting, it's kind of like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. But because of its length and its almost complete lack of characterization, I just didn't really care that much while I was playing it. It felt very forgettable. It felt like something that was gonna be here and gone really fast, and it was, which is unfortunate. But I must say that while playing the game, I enjoyed myself. There's an aspect of this game that's a bit of a double-edged sword for me, and it's that it is bigger and it is more sprawling than Resident Evil 2. 3 takes place in a lot more locations. That should make the game feel bigger, but in a strange way, it kind of ruins the claustrophobia that 2 had and that 1 had. The game still has a lot of tension, and while the city feels bigger and more expansive than it did in the original game, that is at the expense of claustrophobia. The game's short length is made even more curious when you realize that a lot of things have been cut from the game, specifically puzzles. Capcom seems to be trying to make a much more realistic game this time around, which in some ways makes the game scarier, but in others it makes it less fun. So while the game is at times strengthened by a more serious tone, I think it could have benefited from more puzzles, a slightly more tongue-in-cheek nature to its situations and scenarios, and certainly a beefier length. That could have really helped a lot. Still, I can't deny that I had fun playing Resident Evil 3, and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. This game could have been better, but I did enjoy playing it. I would recommend waiting until the price drops, though. $60 is too much for this short of a game. If you're a mega fan of the Resident Evil games like I am, perhaps you're going to play it anyway, and that doesn't really matter to you. In that case, have fun. Hope you like it. Capcom has been asking fans a lot lately whether or not we actually want any more Resident Evil remakes. They did a poll recently. I certainly don't need a Code Veronica remake, but I would definitely like playing it. I'll tell you what I would be most excited for. I know a lot of people have talked about this. I know it's been widely discussed. I'm not the first to acknowledge that Dino Crisis really fucking needs a remake. And it's a Capcom game too. They should do it. This game was fucking cool, man. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. It was kind of nice to talk about something new. I haven't talked about a new release in a while. I'm going to review Trolls World Tour this weekend, so that's going to be fun. Thanks to Universal for putting that out on VOD. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.